They call it the limited structural warranty. I call it the ticking time bomb. I'm John, and I expect the steel that holds the house together. And right now, frames are flexing so hard, they're snapping well.
I'm Rhonda. I inspect the contracts designed to make sure you pay for it. And today, we're auditing the single most dangerous paragraph in the 2025 RV industry. We found a clause hidden in the fine print of Thor, Keystone, and Jayco manuals that says if you didn't inspect your roof, that $30,000 delamination repair is your fault.
Other channels show you the dream. We protect you from the nightmare. We don't take manufacturing money, so we can tell you what they won't.
Today, we are auditing the 90-day trap. Let's go to work. John?
Rhonda?
Bring up the Thor Motor Coach 2025 warranty guide. Everyone thinks they had 1-year or 3-year warranties, but look at the page. They state that they have no obligation to repair any defect if the owner fails to provide reasonable and necessary maintenance.
Reasonable.
Yes. And how do they define reasonable? Doing a roof inspection every 90 days.
So if I buy this rig in January and I don't climb up there in the snow by April 1st, I'm technically neglecting it based on the manual.
According to this document, yes. And it gets worse with Keystone. Look at their exterior seal maintenance guide. It's not a suggestion. It says inspect the roof at least every 3 months as it endures the most exposure.
3 months? Most people park the rig longer than that.
Here is the financial sting. The warranty explicitly doesn't cover damage due to improper operation or maintenance. If water gets in because a seal failed on day 91 and you didn't document any inspection, they can deny the claim for the entire wall. And Forest River plays a shell game. Their warranty excludes damage caused by lack of proper maintenance, but they don't print the schedule in their main book.
No.
They defer to the component manuals. Alpha Systems, who makes the roof membrane, requires cleaning and inspection 3 to 4 times per year.
So you have to audit 3 different manuals just to know if you're already out of warranty. Rhonda's right about the paperwork, but there's the physics. Why do they want you up there every 90 days? Because they know the house is moving. We call it normal frame flex. Most towable chassis are made by Lippert. We found technical service bulletins, specifically the TSB 24-001 from Grand Design, that admits to excessive frame flex in the upper deck.
Okay, John, what is excessive?
They define it as vertical movement greater than 3/8 of an inch. Think about that. If your bedroom floor is bouncing nearly half an inch every time you hit a bridge joint, what do you think happens to the sealant on the roof? It shears. It tears apart. You could inspect your roof on Monday, have it be perfect, drive it 200 miles down the road on Tuesday, and have a torn seal on Wednesday because the frame flexed over that bridge.
If you wait until your next 90-day inspection to find it,
the water has already been pouring in for 89 days. The wood rots, the fiberglass bubbles, and that's delamination. And when you take it in, they say, sorry, you didn't maintain the seals.
Exactly. They are using a maintenance clause to cover up a structural engineering failure. The Gorecki versus Grand Design class action lawsuit alleges exactly this, that the warranty repairs are just Band-Aids for a slide box exterior seal defect they've known about for years.
Right.
For my DIY people, listen closely.
This is bad.
You change your own oil, you caulk your own roof, you are walking into a trap. This is from a standard extended warranty contract. It says, receipts listing date, mileage, services performed, and materials purchased are the only acceptable proof of maintenance.
I bought this tube on Amazon 6 months ago, and I applied it yesterday. I don't have a receipt for labor because I did it myself.
Then legally, it didn't happen in the eyes of the warranty administrator if you can't produce a verifiable receipt from a licensed facility. You are negligent. They will deny your $15,000 claim because you saved $200 by doing it yourself.
That is infuriating.
It's not just infuriating, it's the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act weaponized. The law says they can deny coverage for failure to provide reasonable maintenance. By defining reasonable as verified by a pro every 90 days. They've priced you out of your own warranty.
So here is the verdict. The 2025 RV is not designed to stay sealed. It's designed to flex. And the warranty is not designed to protect you. It's designed to expire before the water rot shows up.
In the case of Zylstra versus DRV, the court ruled that the manufacturer must be given a reasonable opportunity to cure the defect. If you miss that 90-day inspection, they argue you denied them the opportunity. So you lose. Here is how we beat them. If you buy in 2025, you must treat your maintenance log like a court document.
Right. So here it is. Step 1, the video audit. Don't just look at the roof. Film it every 90 days. Start the video with a shot of the day's newspaper or your phone date screen. Walk the roof, zoom in on the seals, show they are intact. Save that file to your cloud, and that is your verifiable proof.
Step 2, the 1 Pro rule. Even if you are handy, pay for 1 professional inspection a year. Get it on an invoice with the VIN number and mileage. It establishes a baseline of professional care that makes it much harder for them to claim total neglect.
And now step 3, the NRVIA nuclear option. If you see any cracking in the sidewalls or movement in the pin box, do not just take it to the dealer. Hire an independent NRVIA certified inspector. Get a 500-point report.
That report is third-party evidence. When the dealer says it's just cosmetic, you slam that report on the desk. It changes the conversation from warranty claim to legal liability.
That's right.
They are banking on you being lazy. They are banking on you missing the 90-day window so they can avoid your structural coverage. So,
what am I going to say?
I know, I've been trying.
My brain is
but then
weird.
your brain gets into my brain and I can't think.
Should I say the first one? No.
As if she was calling, and we must go.
Okay. All right.
So, as always, adventure is calling.
And we must go. We'll see you on the road.